Quit, ladies and gents! Pitt the Swordmaster here, and welcome to another episode of Pitty and Pals React to Death Battle! This time, we'll be looking at Tomura Shigaraki from My Hero Academia versus Mahito from Jujutsu Kaisen. But before we get into the episode, I want to briefly go into my thoughts on the matchup itself. I have a massive fascination with body horror. Hell, it's a major part of some of my favorite anime and manga ever, and one of the 24 things I love about my favorite matchup of all time. Please, Ben Singer, if you see this, I need Shinichi versus Kaneki, I beg of you! There's obviously something so grotesquely interesting seeing how far a creator can push the human body into something unrecognizable and disturbing, and we've seen throughout history just how creative people can be in making twisted yet striking designs out of them. But I love as well the psychological elements of it. Getting into the head of someone being morphed and distorted beyond their control, losing more and more of their humanity. It's always been a great way of reinforcing themes of what makes us human and has made for some of my favorite stories in all of fiction. Shigaraki vs. Mahito may not be an emotional roller coaster type of matchup, but it being such great conduit for body horror was what really made me fall head over heels for it. Mahito is already a borderline parasite XP, and I don't even need to mention what Shigaraki is a walking reference to, and a fight where the two get to twist and break their bodies in completely unholy ways for the slightest edge is the coolest shit. Playing into their hatred for humanity that nurtured Shigaraki into the villain he is and straight up birthed Mahito in the first place only adds to the psychological elements that make me adore body horror media. When they want to be, these two can be genuinely creepy as hell, and I need the fight to play into that. So scenes like Shigaraki mutating or Mahito casting his domain expansion sends chills down my spine. I think it's made all the funnier by the character dynamic in general when factoring in their personalities. These two can be incredibly threatening and diabolical. But they also have the personalities of a 12-year-old in a Call of Duty lobby. They can be wildly unserious, which would be fun to see interact, but I also think weirdly adds to the horror in a way. Having them be goofy and childish at the start before they begin to break down and grow more unhinged would be awesome as hell. Do I expect all of this to be in the episode? No, it'd be pretty unrealistic to expect everything I just said, but if even one or two elements of what made me really grow in this matchup can be featured throughout, then I will be a happy camper. Plus, it's being animated by Morrow, and I trust that man with my life when it comes to animating good. The only real problem I have with this matchup is how incredibly one-sided it is. You would have to be either incredibly generous or completely misconstrue how cursed spirits work to find a single advantage Mahito has in this fight, because Shigaraki runs through him like a race car in pretty much every tangible category. Even if I prefer Shigaraki, it is still a bit unfortunate Mahito gets jack shit in that regard. Still, everything else about this matchup works strongly in its favor, so I can excuse the non-existent debate so long as we get an episode I can really sink my teeth into. My hero may have a very mixed track record on the show, but I'm pretty positive we're in for a real treat, so let's pop this sucker open, shall we? For this video, I got some of my friends together to sit down and watch the episode with me. Will Shigaraki take all the victory for one, or will Mahito leave naught but a cursed domain in his wake? Let's find out!
Oh, giving my chills.
Here we go!
Shigaraki
Oh, is he making the hands?
Turn
The symbol of fear versus the human disaster curse.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons,
Yeah.
armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
I'm My Villain Academia.
Used by his hero-hating father, Tenko pushed beyond his emotional limits until he
Lives in a
activated his
society.
inherent superpower.
Smash Bros.
or
Slayer.
quirk.
Whoa.
League of
Something
Legends.
cool like flight or super strength.
If only a hero was there to save him.
Insane
But
editing.
instead,
Oh,
the
it's
only
so
open
good.
hand he
God,
found
how did they-
belonged to the
Are
devil.
Death Battle's editors
For
just
one,
wizards?
The greatest super villain in history.
Yeah.
He took
No, that's
Tenko
Boomstick.
under his wing.
League
With
of
that
Villains
came a
deployed
new
from the
name,
chopper above.
Tomura Shigaraki,
Stop.
and an absolutely nightmarish quirk, Decay.
I got my.
It
I
does
got
what
it
it
in.
says on the tin.
My name is all for
Anything
one.
Shiggy
I
touches
made
with
the villain.
all 5 fingers turns to dust. The
Oh,
perfect
right.
power for someone who just wants to
Fear
destroy.
aura.
Pretty menacing.
Fear aura.
It's
Dorky
called
ass
Aura,
costume.
bruh.
I get
Dude,
it,
you need to get the
hands
fuck
are
out of my
everything.
domain. You smell like unfettered shit.
So dumb and fake. Also decays.
Spreading like an
Do
all-consuming
not recommend
miasma.
Get out of
Deku
here! Get out of here!
To an entire
That's
city.
an omen.
Decay
That's
reaches
an
you.
omen.
Your only hope is to
That's
isolate the body
terrifying.
part that is disintegrating before it gets to something vital.
With one mission. He must kill
Last
his
name.
master's rival,
What?
the #1
I don't-
hero.
I don't think.
I don't remember that.
Oh, Oh, he's just so cringe. He uses gamer
I'm glad they
lingo
understood the assignment.
unironically. He whines like a baby when things don't
Alright,
go
new
his
stuff
way.
coming up.
He's the kind of guy who would say normie in real life in front of normies.
Would push themselves past their own limitations.
Especially when All Might and All for One double KO'd each other, leaving Shigaraki to lead the League of Villains all by himself.
And with the stakes higher than ever before, Shigaraki stepped up. He personally battled the monstrous Gigantomachia for a month and a
Hi,
half.
Gigantomachia.
And conquered other villains to match and surpass even All Might's absurd power.
Sharing All Might's power between them, Deku and Bakugo were able to punch an
Don't
island-sized
spray.
hole in a cloud that reached 24 miles into the sky. We've calculated that before to be nearly 80 million megatons of
Oh, the
TNT.
Terratons. Finally, an episode that isn't counting planets blowing up.
Sonic shockwaves and can even catch laser beams.
And he's tough enough to survive Star and Stripes Intercontinental Ballistic Cruise Punch. Now the new name for my penis. Move over, gigantic Omega Storm. Anyway, it also made a blast so big it showed up
That's a
against the
callback.
curvature of the
That's why
Earth.
they
Though he might
referenced
seem
Christopher
invincible,
Broly.
when Shigaraki's
I
body
see
is
it.
pushed hard enough, he will evolve into a state of uncontrollable power.
So decay.
Congratulations,
became-
your
Oh, shit.
Shigaraki evolved into.
Foreheads.
Shigaraki can
Arr!
spontaneously generate one's quirk. All for One allows its user to
There
steal
he
and
is.
store quirks
And
with just a touch.
there he is.
And All for One has hundreds of them stored up, collected over the years.
Each quirk is connected to a memory of its user's essence in the form of a spirit, a vestige.
And there it is.
Soul.
In the
They
form of
exist
what?
in
In
this
the form
kind
of
of
what?
psychic world in
Vestiges
Shigaraki's
are
body.
described
It
as
can
being
even act
souls,
as a spiritual
bitches.
defense should it be invaded.
And with those vestiges came
And
quirks.
just like that,
Fast
Mahito's
healing,
eulogy was signed.
Give me some scatter? Okay.
telekinesis,
No, give me
teleportation of
green
others,
flash.
and the ability to track
Whoa.
foes.
The shiny new body that he'd spent the last 15 years molding for him to take over.
Shigaraki's
Mahito, you could do the
entire
funniest
existence
thing,
was
I'm just
planned
saying.
From the
Come on,
beginning.
come on now.
Why? Because
I will give this
All
episode
Might's
a 0
previous
out of 10 if
mentor
All for One is the
was
one doing
Nana
the killing
Shimoda,
blow.
Tenko's grandmother, allowing All for One to take full control.
Raw panel.
But All for One's possession wasn't complete.
God, this
and
editing
Shigaraki
is
had
so
to fight his way
cool.
back to the top, literally decaying his way through vestiges in the process, all to fight his rival Deku one last time.
Despite Izuku's best efforts to save him, Shigaraki was too far gone. His spirit decayed by years of venomous hatred.
And the new symbol of hope defeated the new symbol of fear, burying All for One's grudge for good.
All that Shigaraki asked was to be remembered as the heartless destroyer he was raised to be, and not the broken, angry, crying little boy he really was deep inside.
For just that one moment, though,
Dude.
Shiggy got in Deku the only thing he'd been denied his whole life, the one thing his lifelong nihilistic tantrum was really all about.
Oh my
He got a
god.
hero who tried to save him.
That might be one of the best analyses of the era so
This is
far.
the best
Sponsored by
Batman
Robin
hero
Hood Gold.
analysis.
With
That
Robin Hood
Not
Gold,
even
you
close.
can
Might be
get
the
a
best
PP
analysis in
receiving
general
a
for me.
3%
Oh my
IQ
god.
Yeah.
match on retirement.
did
Oh
give me
my
chills.
god,
Oh my
that-
god.
Privileges
That
of
was
every
actual
privilege are no
chills.
longer
Dude, that-
exclusive. With
that
Robin
got me in the
Hood Gold,
feels at the
annual
end.
IRA contributions are boosted by
They
3%.
didn't
Plus, you
mention
also
the
get
hatred
4%
for it,
APY
though,
on your cash and
Oh.
non-retirement accounts. That's over 8 times the national savings average. The perks of the high net worth are now available
I'm
for
so glad
Can't
they
wait
covered
for-
The
that.
new
I'm
gold
so
standard
glad.
is here with
Can't
Robin
wait for the
Hood
post
Gold.
analysis
To
to say
receive
all
your
for
3%
one's
boost
protecting
on
him from
annual
idle
IRA
transfiguration.
contributions.
is one of the deadliest beings
Lives
to
in a
ever
Lives in a
live.
society.
He's
so
all
cute.
alone,
I gotta hear
a
I-
cursed
Oh, I
spirit.
gotta hear
And
what
honorable
Loca's saying
spirits
now.
exist,
I wrote-
weaker
I wrote-
or
Oh.
stronger depending on the amount of anxieties,
you cook.
jealousies, hatred,
Playing off on Isle
humans
Sweden.
feel about them.
Like the fear of locusts, kinda weak. Or the fear of smallpox, getting stronger. Or the fear of fire. Oh, goodbye, Tokyo.
So
Or
it
the fear
follows
of
that
jobbing.
mankind's
Oh,
fear of
shit.
itself would be
Uh-oh.
extremely common.
So if it was
Those
the
negative
jobber
emotions
curse
manifest
instead,
as
and then he
Mahito,
wins.
a being
Yeah.
composed of cursed energy.
It's basically like evil
I'm gonna
ki.
touch you.
Cursed energy can be used to make spirits
I'm
way
gonna touch
stronger,
you.
faster, and tougher
I wonder
than
what
any
speed
normal
they're gonna
human.
give
And it's
Mahito. I hope
invisible,
it's
making
Mockery.
curses like Mahito impossible for the untrained eye to see. Only a
He'll react to the Black Flash trust.
A normal person to see a
He will be
cursed
Mach
spirit.
3
It also
and
makes
Star
cursed spirits
level.
virtually immune to
Yeah.
physical damage. They may be physically present in space.
What's the star level
Black
shit come from? Is it
Flash.
Dagon?
Black
Cursed
Flash.
energy.
Which makes curses insanely
Dagon,
hard
yeah.
to get rid of, like Ghost
Daggone
Forges,
it. Daggone.
or my ex. That's why you need
Hell,
a
you're-
Jujutsu sorcerer to come in and Kaizen the shit out of them. They call it
This is some
exorcism,
Spawn-
but
this is some
I like the way I
Jujutsu
said it
podcast
better.
writing.
Curses
It
and
is.
sorcerers have
They
battled
understood the
for
assignment.
millennia, waging an endless war over the fate of humanity, almost exclusively in Japan. though.
I truly am.
And I'm
Mahito
Kaizen.
is special. You see, most curses are basically
Oh,
dumb
oh.
animals, but Mahito has so much cursed energy that it gave him sentience.
So he was
Those
recruited
curses
by
are dumb
Kenjaku
animals.
Alongside other special
This includes
breed
Mahito.
disaster curses to wreak
Yeah.
havoc upon the world.
Yeah.
In fact,
Wait,
they
that
made
includes
Mahito
humanity.
leader.
And even more
This changes
frightening
nothing.
than intelligence and bloodlust, like a cartoon
Hi,
character
Junpei.
before slitting your throat.
Bye,
My
Junpei.
Junpei.
Analogy, considering his curse technique, idol transfiguration.
Using his cursed energy, Mahito can control anyone's soul with just a
hi,
touch,
Tokyo Ghoul fan.
including
Hi,
his
Parasite
own.
fan. How are
In
you
fact,
feeling?
He's so good at
I
manipulating his
am
own soul,
cream
that
of
you
myself.
can't even kill the bastard without directly targeting it.
In Jujutsu Kaisen,
Worm.
the soul and the body share an immutable connection. Whatever happens to the former affects the latter.
This lets Mahito squash, stretch, and
I know it's
shape-shift
just
his
from the
body into
opening, but that's
literally
really
anything he
raw with
wants.
the line.
Like
Well, the
Play-Doh,
scroll in
he
Jujutsu
can turn
Kaisen
his
is
limbs
based on
into blades or
information.
clubs,
Like
grow
some
wings
sort of
like a
vest.
bird or fins like a fish, reform his body around injuries, or even create clones.
Curse users are naturally unharmed by their own ability. Should he touch a human, though, his alterations to their body are instantly fatal.
And since he's attacking your soul, those physical wounds are gonna be
Hi, Toto.
impossible to
Technique
heal.
users are
Even
usually
if his
immune to their own
alteration
ability.
isn't
The
directly
Gojo getting hurt
fatal,
by
the
Hollow
human
Yeah.
body won't last more than a few moments
Usually,
in a transfigured
usually.
state.
All that with one touch. God, I thought herpes was bad.
His powers mean Mahito treats humans as effectively
Dude, how is this still
disposable
Bridget
dolls
territory?
that he can
I know.
only
It's
experiment
crazy.
on. The more casualties, the better. Especially if he gets to break your spirit
love
first
killing
and watch you suffer.
He is
Killing.
such a
Even more
fucking
twisted is
dork.
when
I
he
love him.
combines the Black Flash.
By applying
There it
curse
is!
energy
The
within
frame.
one
I
truly
microsecond
am
of
a
impact
curse!
with an enemy,
I
space
truly am
itself will
a
distort,
glazer!
exponentially
I truly
amplifying
am.
its force by a
Chill.
factor of 2.5.
Not only does this hurt like a mother, it restores your curse technique and gets you fully in the zone.
And would
The frame.
require reflexes moving
Frame.
nearly 1,000 times the
There it
speed of
is.
sound.
Whoa!
It's no surprise
Oh,
then that
we
Mahito
did
also
it.
unlocked the pinnacle
Triple
of sorcerer
digits? That's-
techniques,
oh, I'm
the
sorry, Mahito.
domain expansion.
Oh shit! More hands! A domain is like a barrier of cursed energy, but if
Somewhere,
you're caught inside,
Yoshikage
Mahito
Kira
can
just
use
had a
idol
boner.
Transfiguration instantly,
true.
without even needing.
Sorcerer and Mahito's archenemy, Yuji Itadori.
Because not only
just
is
happens to have a
Yuji a
second soul in his body.
barf-inducing goody little two-shoes who believed in the inalienable rights of all living things, blah, 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 he also had a curse inside of him,
The king of curses, Sukuna.
which meant
god,
Mahito's
Sukuna!
ability
There he
affected
is!
both
Brian.
souls in Yuji's body. Sukuna didn't like that. No surprise, and kicked Mahito's ass,
That's
forcing
damn.
Patchface to fight with a handicap whenever facing his pink-haired menace.
Yuji's belief in the value of human life flew directly in the face of the world that Mahito knew to be cruel and meaningless. So he made it his mission to crush Yuji's spirit before killing him, murdering his friends, defiling their corpses, and brutally
Murdering his
battering
friend
them
shows
before
Nobara.
going in
They
for
don't
the
know.
kill.
And he's got the strength to do
He
it.
tried.
Mahito's
He
one
tried.
of the most powerful curses in the world, and his growth is exponential.
Fellow disaster curse Jogo was able to summon a massive
Jogo
tornado
name
capable
drop!
of reducing
Jogo
the
name
city of
drop!
Shibuya to ash.
That'd take an energy of over 800
Fucking
kilotons
Meteor!
of TNT.
And Mahito
Fuck
can
it.
take as good as he can give.
Oh, that's
especially
cute.
when, in the throes of struggle against Yuji,
Oh, no.
he evolved, unlocking a vastly more powerful form.
That's what,
The
like,
instant
country
body
versus
of
town?
distorted killing.
Complete
Oh,
with
boy.
armored exoskeleton and armed blades, this was a taste of the almighty curse Mahito was growing into. A true blight on all mankind.
They're gonna mention,
What
they're
a
gonna mention
blast.
Star Level Day again
In a
anytime
bitter
now.
battle of resolve, Yuji won out. In a dog-eat-dog world, there was now a bigger wolf.
So he
Okay, that's wrong.
What do you know?
So
Life
good.
suddenly became a whole lot more meaningful the second it looked like it was
So
about
Right
to
there.
All that glee for miles and just a bit of hypocrisy in the end.
For him,
This
maybe,
episode of
but
cinema.
Mahito found a convert in his archenemy. After a battle that wiped out thousands of innocent people, Yuji's youthful spirit was gone. The only thing left that mattered was exorcising this curse.
In a way, that was Mahito's final victory, the destruction of another human being's soul. He may not have been around to see it, but the curse Mahito
Yeah,
inflicted on the
Brandon!
world would bring it to its knees.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, do you see that join button?
What a normal day.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Oh!
Oh. Goodbye.
Oh no.
Ooh.
That's sick.
Do I want to be king of the social rejects? How about I bring them your
His
head
expressions are
instead?
great.
Fine by me. Let's call this your
Gamers don't die, they
audition.
respawn.
Sick of 'em?
Hi, USJ.
He's just playing on his phone.
He's gaming.
Gamer.
Whoa.
Food!
Yeah.
Transfiguration!
Game over.
Game over!
Spoken like a true gamer. Oh, that's so cool
Did you
looking.
actually just see that?
Oh.
God, how lame!
This guy.
He didn't even turn it into a sword. He was just like this. Again?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
They're jumping in.
Keep turning around! Oh!
Audition over. Did I get the part?
That is an awesome line. Oh my god, he's doing the totem thing! Oh, get him stabbed! Black dash!
There it is.
Black flash!
Let's go.
Oh my god, it's the body better than whatever the fuck it's called! Oh my god, it's so cool! It's so cool!
This is hard.
Oh my god!
Black Flash rocket your
That's so cool!
Shut up now, shut up.
Domain expansion.
Oh no.
Oh no. That looks so cool!
You're just a scared little boy whose daddy was mean and
Oh,
wants to
that
make
is so cool!
everyone else's problem. Grow up.
Why does he have the sands on his gun?
Oh my god. It's the mental world!
No! Fuck off!
Well, at least he's gonna get the final kill. Oh my
Your
god.
soul too. You only hate humanity because you were born that way.
Oh my god, yes, before you speak away!
Totally random. Reason.
Get the fuck out of here! I don't know!
Oh my god!
What did I say, Wiz? Bitch.
With their complex power sets, this is a puzzle to figure out, which is why we're breaking it down to 3 categories: physical stats, survivability, and their powers.
Well, I think we can guess who's winning who.
Could Shigaraki
Oh my god, I need to catch my breath.
an invisible curse after
Oh,
all?
that was
Curse
so
Okay.
trash.
quirks are
I don't know how
different.
often we do this, but
Shigaraki
I gotta
wouldn't be able
listen to
see
that shit again. I
curses
gotta pay
normal.
attention to the
However,
dialogue this
even
time.
regular
Yes,
players
please, I need
spontaneously
to. I
develop
missed
the
out on
ability
so
to
much
see
dialogue,
curses
but
in life and
I
death
hate
scenarios.
it.
And with the search quirk, Shigaraki would have had no problem tracking it.
So seeing
Search
Mahito
my
wouldn't
throat.
have been an issue. Put that
Yeah.
out of the way, we can jump into their stats.
This was no contest. Despite the disaster curses being able to destroy entire
This
cities
was no
with their burst energy,
contest.
Shigaraki scaling to Deku and Bakugo.
You know
meant
things
he
are
was
dire when they just
Yeah,
straight
this
up
was
say,
no
yeah,
contest,
no,
actually.
it wasn't close.
Skills to start level Dagon.
Considering he can react to light beams, while Mahito's Black Flash capped out at nearly 1,000 times the speed of sound. Nothing to scoff
Mahito
at,
could
but
potentially
Shiggy was
set the relative-
thousands of
No,
times
he
faster.
fucking doesn't.
Shigaraki takes stats.
But survivability was a
That's
little
a
trickier to
stupid
figure out.
argument.
Yep, in terms of
Ability via idle transfiguration meant
Where-
that he'd come back from anything
Where-
short of spiritual damage.
considering Mahito's unique curse body, he should actually get the edge in survivability.
Which presents a crucial
And then he fucking
question.
dies because
Could
of
Shigaraki
Mahito.
even kill a curse like Mahito in the first
sorry,
place?
Or
Chris.
would Mahito's unkillability
I'm actually
give
upset.
him
I'm
the
genuinely
time
kind of
needed to
upset. I'm not gonna
eventually
fucking
push
lie.
him
I
down
hate that
with
guy.
transfiguration?
It all comes down to their powers.
Shigaraki had a lot more variety with all of the crazy quirks All For One had collected over all the
Unfortunately, it's
years.
only a
But
9 out
none
of
that
10.
we know of could properly kill a curse. That didn't mean Idol
afraid.
Transfiguration was a surefire, especially considering how much faster Shiggy
Sorry
is.
because I haven't
Mahito
seen
has
the anime in
no
a
way
while,
to
but it's
defend
weird
against
actually being able to
Shigaraki's
tell that the
primary
All For One
quirk.
suit is
Decay
there.
has
Like, I've never
affected
paid
spiritual
attention.
Yeah.
beings in the past.
Same, it felt
Again,
jarring.
vestiges. In fact, he was able to damage Deku's vestige and have that
There it
damage
is.
transferred to the Deku
frame.
in the real world.
There it is.
Mahito may
There it
be
is.
spirit
There's no
energy,
counter.
but he still has a physical form. In fact,
Well, there's a counter. It's called not watching JJK.
We're able to fight him
counter
on
is
even
you
footing.
watch the
No
AoE.
reason to think Shiggy wouldn't decay him like everyone else.
Giving Shigaraki the third and final edge. It was a unique duel to the death, but
now
Shigaraki's
it's time for
overwhelming
Master
might,
Chief.
unstoppable
Oh,
powers,
that was
spelled
so
the end for the disaster curse.
They're so
What else to
good.
say? You really gotta hand it to Shigaraki.
Of course, that has to be the fun. Alright,
Give
what's
me
next?
Disney Channel.
Next
Alright.
time
It's time for
on
Master
Death
Chief,
Battle.
chat room. It's time for Master
Alright.
Chief.
It's... Well, let's not lose Razan. What the fuck is this? Oh, it's Master
Master
Chief for
Chief.
Fucking Master
Subscribe and join us on
There
to
it-
see more Death Battle.
there it
Thanks for
is.
watching.
We will never escape the violence! Alright, so what do we think, guys?
Chills.
Even let me finish.
Oh,
Okay.
This was genuinely phenomenal, dude.
yeah,
Uh,
it's
Yeah.
great.
This is some of the
Alright.
best dialogue Death Battle has ever done, I feel. I love
Yeah.
every single one.
Okay.
It's-
Just before we say anything else, I just want to go one at a time. So, analyses. Where do you even start?
Absolute Chilma. Absolute Chilma.
absolutely
I think Shigaraki's was a little better, but both of them are like true
Yeah.
cinema.
I need a
Yeah.
proper
Really
rewatch
placed
of like.
really well.
Yeah, I need a proper rewatch of all of the My Hero episodes to really say. But yeah, I feel like we can agree that it's like bare minimum comparable to All Might in quality. Bare minimum.
I think it's okay. So at the very beginning of the wait period, I rewatched All Might versus Might Guy, and I think All Might's analysis is like, it's okay. It's not interesting at all to me. Like, so I think this is easily the best My Hero analysis.
Story, but like it kind of it has it's not like it has kind of shit jokes. Let's be real.
Yeah,
I think I have the opposite issue that it just kind of stops at season 3 and just ignores
it
everything else.
does.
I don't think did they even mention. I don't remember them even talking about Night Eye and shit. And that's like crazy to me.
Mm.
They
Yeah,
just kind of say, oh, he found a successor in Deku. That's that's it.
yeah, it feels like
Oh,
they
yeah.
could have done more, but here,
Yeah,
ooh,
by
there's-
comparison, like pretty much everything I feel noteworthy about Shigaraki is covered here.
Covered.
And
I think that's the difference. I think All Might they covered half of his arc, which is up until he loses his powers and finds Deku as a successor. And here it's the entire Shigaraki story.
yeah,
So I
and
think
with,
this is like better by default.
yeah, and with some of the best fucking editing of the entire show. Like this is the first episode of the independent era where we got two anime characters, so they really got to shine with the manga editing.
Yeah.
AMV TikTok edits, like, but I mean that in the most affectionate way possible. AMV
Yeah.
TikTok edits.
True. The two like parts in Shiggy's analysis with like the if only there was a hero to save him, and like the very end where he did get someone who tried to save him.
Yeah.
Wait.
What is it? What is it, Rena? Where is
Fucking
it?
gremlin laugh.
She
I'm putting this in the video.
Please put this in the video.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh my god.
What was I gonna say about Shigaraki's analysis before we moved? Oh yeah, the fucking ending of Shiggy's analysis as well. Like that actually got me in the feels of it.
Yeah, it's really just such a perfect. The one thing I wanted was for them to focus on, yeah, he had at least someone who did try all their damnedest to save him. I'm so glad that was the capper. It's
Yeah.
Literally the only big thing.
Meanwhile, the Mahito analysis ends with him being a stupid bitch loser
Yeah.
baby.
And
I'm
you-
so glad his final
Where'd I
appearance
say
was
with?
there.
Like a bitch.
I just love that contrast of how Deku, even up to the very end, still had sympathy for Shigaraki. Yuji was just like, "Fuck you."
Yeah.
I want you to
in a
die.
vacuum, for someone who's only seen the anime for Jujutsu Kaisen, I think ending with the note of like Yuji's soul was genuinely broken and shattered because of what Mahito did makes sense. But I read the manga.
Yeah.
That shit
Yeah,
does not last. That shit does not last.
It fucks him up for like everything but the final handful of chapters, but also like
He
womp womp
fixes
buddy.
himself.
He gets
And then
better.
I'm sorry, specifically having the line of "killed your friends" while showing Nobara. editor, put in a picture of eye patch Nobara on screen. Thank you.
That was intentional. It was really funny.
That's
Anyways, but yeah, I still think it's good enough that covered like basically everything you need to know about Mahito.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah,
It was great.
I
it's
think
very
it helps
good.
because, like, Mahito's story is nowhere near as complex as Shigaraki. So like
Yeah.
I think like this one that like it was definitely like more versus, but I actually think it's like that's fine. There's not
Yeah,
much
like
Yeah.
there's
I
not much to
think
talk about
it.
Mahito's characterization. And when they do talk about his characterization, it's well paced, ties into his versus stuff well. Like the domain expansion, it's like I was just figuring it didn't work because he hates fucking Yuji, I guess.
Yeah, that and like the opening along with like the K enable stuff. I think like focusing on like more exactly just how curses work makes sense because he's a curse. He's the most important curse guy here, and it just flows really well with everything. It never feels too
This might actually
excessive
be the only
versus
time we get an actual curse on Death Battle because Yogo's not getting in.
Dagon though.
Fucking
Dagon,
Dagon.
no. Dagon.
And then
Dagon. Star level Dagon, baby.
so then the fight. This was interesting because
Edwin.
I think it's safe to say that like the community, a lot of the Death Battle community hypes up Morrow as the next god of art, myself included. And I thought what I think is
Yeah.
interesting is that, as far as I know, like because I know Rena's said this before, that more grounded proportions are very much. I say more grounded proportions, which is funny in this case, but you know what I mean. More realistic human models are like very out of his comfort zone compared to like cartoony stuff similar to Bowser vs. Eggman.
Yeah,
Surprisingly, I was just gonna say, yeah, surprisingly, even a god can have their faults. Who would have thunk? It's almost like he's human or something.
Wow,
Yeah.
I do like it for that though. Like I like that he's going out of his comfort zone and trying something like this because like spoilers for my thoughts, I definitely noticed just a lot of parts that felt a bit weird, mostly with like the stuff with the Nomu and like some of the big hand mode fight in the subway, but like it was never like, oh, this is jank and frustrating. It's just like little quirks of his first attempt, and even then, like it's appealing
Quirks.
to look at still.
The only time where it really felt noticeable to me that it was janky was hand armor versus instant body of spirit killing. That shit felt
No, I
kind of
actually think
weird.
that was
Honestly?
weird. I think that blood licking looks off.
Honestly, the only part that really looked off to me was when Shigaraki was fighting the two Mahitos, because I thought the way that Shigaraki specifically was moving looked really stiff.
Yeah.
That
I don't know how
said,
to explain it. I think the only part, like, not even jank necessarily, but the part I thought was like, I don't like this very much was hand armor versus body. That one was like, I don't know, man.
That said, holy shit, he knocked it out of the park and everything else.
Cinema.
Like,
yeah,
the body breaking of body horror specifically.
Shigaraki, like using the ligaments regenerating to like decay part of Mahito's armor.
Yeah, that part. The blood crawling around.
Using his fucking stump of a broken reject to
the shot where it looks like Mahito's body's gonna decay and it's over, but then it just instantly cuts to the mouth hands doing the domain.
Yeah, the instant cut with the domain expansion and also him going into funny form is great. It's just very effective.
And as much as not all of us were happy to see his ugly mug around, the fucking mental world in Mahito's domain, my god, it looks so fucking good.
It's very cool.
I'm fine with All for One for 3 reasons. One, it's a reference to the Sukuna scene, which, like, you know what? Fair enough. I get it. Like, definitely fair. If you have a way to write that in, you should definitely take it. 2, he doesn't land the killing blow. He just basically tells Mahito to back the fuck off, but like it's still Shigaraki, like decays domain, puts Mahito like in the back foot and then is the one that lands a killing blow. And then 3, it's still Shigaraki in control. He literally says, "Totally random."
Totally
Yeah.
random.
Yeah, that is
Yeah,
another thing I want to. Oh, sorry, go on.
I think all those 3 together makes me be like, yeah, I'm fine with all 4 being here. And like credit where it's due, Moro made him actually be cool.
Yeah, I wanted to say like that also is a reason why I'm not fine. Like it's him in his like least intrusive and also gets a cool line and also doesn't like technically the only thing he really does is hey back off or I'm gonna steal your cool
Get
armor.
out of my house, dude.
And then Shigaraki's the one to decay through the domain and if he still had the armor, he would have probably just decayed through it anyway. So like I'm fine with it.
Yeah. On the topic of like all the one and by extension the vestiges, that was a detail I noticed that was really fucking cool. Was how a lot of Mahito's attacks when they land actually you can visibly see them destroying the vestiges.
Yeah,
Shigaraki's advantage of defending them, but it's like just a cool. It's not even an impact frame; it's an impact second.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like you can see like little like signifiers of them actually being people. Like I don't remember who has it, but like the first one that destroys with like the opening attack has like the little parallel lines. I don't remember who that was, but that's definitely a character.
I think in general, like they did a great job of utilizing a lot of Shigaraki and Mahito's versatility because Shigaraki got a lot of use out of all of the quirks he has, and Mahito in general just got to really make the most of Idol Transfiguration, I feel.
Yeah, like they do a good job like keeping the focus. Like the big hand attack is followed by the microwave. The little stabby bit ones that I don't remember the name of, they go right
Rivet
into
Stab,
the
I think it was.
decay.
Rivet stab.
Yeah. It's a good flow for that. And it just feels very cohesive. Not like they're mashing different works together. It just feels so effective.
Yeah. It's a lot of great moments.
Yeah, on that topic, the dialogue is perfect.
Oh, we haven't even talked about that yet.
Yeah.
True cinema. I love I don't think there's a single line I dislike. It's
I
genuinely
love
so perfect.
I love the balance of both just the corny stuff like Shigaraki just speaking like a fucking redditor and Mahito just cringing at everyone, but also the dialogue during and after the domain expansion when Mahito just rips into Shigaraki for being a crybaby, and Shigaraki then turns it back on him. Obviously, in reference to how Mahito like rips into Yuji a new one. Like that is so cool, and really just perfectly.
It's really good.
Yeah, it perfectly summarizes like Mahito as a character for me, where he's complete goofball, but he's malicious.
Yeah,
Piece of shit.
And the
sucks.
In the same way, like totally random is the best kind of like stupid, but also like it is also another one because Mahito's just doing this because he's, you know, the nihilist knife in your face prick. Shigaraki has his whole entire life being the worst thing ever, so it's a very nice way to like show the contrast before he gets Homelander squish.
Yeah.
Shout out to funny little head guy. We love funny little head guy. What else is cool?
Yeah.
I
appreciate. I will say I appreciate them. Finally, they just say, "Nah, it was low diff." No, diff.
It was no diff. Finally.
It was no contest.
You know it's dire when Death Battle themselves just say, "Yeah, no, this wasn't close."
I appreciate Mahito having one advantage, and then it's still a ... at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so funny because it instantly segues into, but here's how he can counter literally all.
But here's how Shigaraki can ignore that.
I usually defend like when Death Battle tries to make a fight closer than it seems because no shit, I don't think most people want to hear about how their favorite character gets shit stomped. It's just funny to hear.
Yeah. Not a bad tangent into things. Shout out to the little part in the domain expansion where like all of the hands do the clasp thing, but then two of them clasp with like Chiggy's big gross hands and start breaking it away. Like it's just a very cool way to like mesh everything.
Yeah.
Like there's so many cool visuals.
There's so much cinema going on here.
I am
so chilly.
So glad that My Hero has another good episode.
We did it. The continued duality of either the worst thing ever, the best thing ever, or if you want to count white noise, Zuko versus Todoroki.
Greatest My Hero episode in history versus greatest My Hero episode of today.
I
Yeah.
appreciate I appreciate Shigaraki's final line literally just being the themes and such image.
Themes and such.
What a guy.
Teams and such. Shut up.
Yeah. Anything else we want to add then?
It's very happy with the
it's really good. Probably my third favorite of the indie era. Definitely one of like my top. I don't really keep track of my tops other than like the big ones, but very fun, very good.
It's
I
up there.
probably
It's
need
the
a few,
best Jujutsu Kaisen episode and the best My Hero Academia.
we probably need a few rewatches, but I definitely think like I could see this being in my top 15, just in
This is my
general.
top 10,
Yeah.
also top 5.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Audition, man.
Yeah, thank you guys for being here with me.
Oh wait,
It's
we
been
almost
fun.
forgot. Chris, don't you
Oh, yeah.
remember the next time?
The next Master Chief, please. I need this.
He'll blitz endure and trust.
Master Chief, please.
It's so funny. I guess we should give our thoughts on the matchup.
I like it.
I'm in the weird spot because it feels like just one of those matchups where it's like there are the connections, but they feel just so like they don't hit on exactly what I want.
Sonic for me. It's
like Mario versus Sonic, yeah.
But
It's
not something I'd want for either character necessarily.
Yeah, same. I just want something that focuses more on Chiefs, like just general like the actual kind of war effort going on in Halo and the bigger impact of that. And I want someone like Spawn for Doomslayer. Like, just give me something like
I think
stupid.
the vibes are a little
awesome.
off, but they can make it work.
Yeah, they totally
believe the
can make it
episode's gonna
look.
be good. I need
Well,
Master Chief.
only 4 weeks from now we'll tell.
Oh my god.
joy.
Longest 4 weeks of my life.
I'm noticing a pattern. We've had a lot of those in a row.
Oh my god. But yeah, thank you guys for being here with me.
Yeah,
It's been
it's
fun.
been fun.
By the way, Edwin from Secret of the Mimic was in the episode. Did you know that?
So anyways,
That's right, that's the
see
last
you later,
thing I'm
guys.
gonna play
Bye.
in the video.